بسم الله والحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى وصلى الله وسلم على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد يا معشر المسلمين. So we want to discuss in brief. We're going to keep it short, brief. The topic ماذا بعد رمضان. ماذا بعد رمضان. What is it now? Now that Ramadan has ended. What is it now that Ramadan has ended? What are we going to do now?
Keep eating.
What are we going to do now that Ramadan has ended? Questions, right? I want you guys to answer now. What are we going to do now that Ramadan has ended?
Continue to live the life we live in Ramadan.
Continue to live the life that we lived in Ramadan.
Not everybody though. Like a student doesn't do bad things. Fast shit the Shawwal.
Fast the 6 days of Shawwal. After Ramadan you celebrate the Eid. Yes. You got something?
Isn't it haram to fast on Eid? Yeah.
You shouldn't fast on the Eid. You have to.
It's not permissible.
It's not permissible. You should eat. This is why you out eating and celebrating.
He said no, but it's not permissible.
You're eating and out celebrating and eating with the people. This is your day of Eid, so you should eat. What else? ما بعد Ramadan. What is it now after Ramadan? Are we going to give up the striving and things that we have did in Ramadan? Right? We have put forth much effort in Ramadan. You know. So there's absolutely no doubt that every fasting person who fasted the month of Ramadan, and then every fasting person who stood in prayer and nights earnestly hopes that his fast and prayer and his righteous actions are accepted, and that his endeavor is rewarded. And he calls upon Allah with invocations to grant him this desire and to confer upon him that which he wish. So there are signs that allude to the acceptance of an action. There are signs that allude to the fact that the person fast has been accepted. What are some of the signs? Who knows? Who knows some of these signs that allude to the fact that the person fast has been accepted?
If he doesn't smoke again.
If he doesn't go back to doing what he was doing. If he doesn't smoke.
If you could see that Allah hasn't made it easier for you to fast for the whole 30 days. That's after.
Huh?
After. No. Oh, after.
What are some of the signs that alludes to the person fast being accepted?
You start.
Hold on. We're going back. I'm going to give you another chance. What are some of the signs that allude to the person fast being accepted? I'll come back to you.
Instead of being all lazy and all, you start to pray more and read the Quran more.
MashaAllah. Yes.
You start to feel at peace with yourself.
Start to feel at peace with yourself.
Yeah, all that guilt in your heart.
All the guilt that's in you used to get. It's not, you let it go. Okay, yes.
You start speaking the truth.
Start speaking the truth more. Prior to Ramadan, you was a liar, huh? You was known to be lying all the time. Who was that? Who can you point the finger at like?
Yeah.
They lied today. The teacher saying they did their homework. And they did it.
So people was considered liars before Ramadan.
Why are you pointing up at the double at the same time?
Yeah, you started again.
I repent you though.
Roll the camera.
Okay, Tayyib.
Supposed to learn.
Tayyib. Okay. That was just yes. A little bit.
You start to feel happy.
You start to be happy.
Oh,
You start to feel happy. Before Ramadan, you used to have the mean face and
Girl, you don't love
I
girls
still
no
have
more.
to meet
What about if someone still has the
There's nothing wrong with loving girls.
Does that mean your fast wasn't accepted? Or
No, it doesn't necessarily mean that.
You just said loving
You don't love girls?
girls.
Nah, not like that.
Or like a perverted way, like
Excuse me.
bro.
Okay, excuse me. Yes.
You understand life, like it gets easier.
You understand life. So now that you fasted during the month of Ramadan, you understand life more better?
You start to understand why the Quran says some things that he said.
You start to understand why the Quran says what?
Some things that it said.
You start to understand why the Quran says what it says.
If you don't start to because every time you feel guilt, every time you're preached upon, you're like, when we're talking about where the Quran is lying and all that, where you pray every day.
Huh?
I thought, listen.
Why the Quran is lying?
It's like you're talking. If you're a smoker, right, and then you're like you've been smoking and smoking and smoking, and you try to advise you against it. You're like you don't know what you're talking about. Like how does it contemplate it? But when you fast and pray every day, you try to contemplate. You start to understand like, oh, reading your Quran every day, you start to understand like, oh, this is why this was in place and this is why this happened.
Okay, fine.
Okay, can I add on to him? It's like, you know how like you're supposed to read the whole Quran, right? So if you do that, right, you feel like it's easier, you want to read more Quran, everything. See, me, after I wanted to...
Okay. Yes, excuse me, guys.
Reading the Quran will be more easier.
Reading the Quran would be more easier now. Now that Ramadan, reading the Quran, I didn't hear you say that.
That's what I meant.
But that's what you meant, but I didn't hear you say that. So you're saying the Quran would be more easier. These are some of the signs. This is a sign that if you was consistent with reading the Quran during Ramadan, and then now that Ramadan has ended, and then now you're consistent with reading the Quran, these are some of the signs that your fast has been accepted. Excuse me. You guys are old enough. I shouldn't have to keep saying, excuse me, be quiet, stop, this, that. You're too old. You're old enough to know. Yes? Huh?
It is colder.
It's been cold. I told sister, and she was like, no, it's not cold.
Yeah, they're going to do it. Okay. There are signs that allude to the acceptance of an action. There are signs that allude to acceptance of an action. It's going to come on. Just relax.
Oh, it's fire. Heats up. Shush.
There are signs that allude to the acceptance of an action. It indicates that point towards this and characteristics which is in their presence in their hopes that this goal has been reached. If you guys want to, like I said probably like a few weeks ago, if you guys want to play around, you guys can stay home. If you don't want to come and learn and benefit, stay home. What's the point of coming? What is the point of coming if you're not trying to come in and benefit and learn? You guys can stay home. I don't have to come. This is something that I love to do. I want to get a reward from Allah too. I want Allah to reward me, and I'm pretty sure you're looking for the reward as well. But if you don't want that kind of reward, you can stay home. If you don't want that kind of reward, if you want to play and joke and do whatever you guys want to do, you can stay home and do that. Why waste the teacher's time? From the signs is that the individual finds himself upon more good, uprightness, and obedience after Ramadan. These are from the signs. Al-ayat, from the ayats. Ayat mean signs. From the ayat, from the signs, is that the individual finds himself upon more goodness, uprightness, and obedience after Ramadan, prior to it. You find yourself more obedient to Allah, more consciousness of Allah, more aware of Allah.
So what? I don't care. No, stop.
He guards his compulsory matters. Yes, bathroom. Yeah. For the Muslim men, for the Muslim young men, the person, he guards his compulsory matters. What is compulsory?
Something that is
obligatory for you to do. Something that is wajib, meaning that is obligatory. Not just for the Muslim men, but for the Muslim young women as well. You find yourself more inclined towards that which Allah has made obligatory for you to do. Right? You was a little bit more prior to Ramadan coming in, you was lackadaisical. You was you was lazy and lethargic and making excuses. Lackadaisical? Lackadaisical is you was, say for instance, heedless. You was heedless. Heedless is unmindful. Right?
Oh my God. No.
Why are you trolling?
nah. She's not.
You don't know what unmindful is?
I do. I just remembered. You sure? No, are you sure?
So from the signs is that the individual, you find yourself more inclined towards righteousness, right? You find yourself with, good akhlaq, good behavior, good morals, good manners. This is what the fast teaches you to behave like, to be humble, to be more submissive, to be quiet a lot, right? To be quiet a lot, right? Fasting is a school. When a person fasts, it teaches you lessons. When a person fasts, it teaches the individual lessons, how to behave, when to speak, when not to speak. Fasting is a school that you sit down and learn from. You can take many lessons from fasting. But if you only get out of your fast only hunger and thirst, If that's the only thing that you are thinking about, then obviously you haven't benefited from your fast.
So if I'm hungry, right, and then it's just constantly on my mind.
If you only think about, right? If you only think about fast, if you only think about eating and drinking, you haven't benefited from your fast. You haven't really contemplated on your fast and benefited from it.
So you hadn't made it useful.
You haven't made it useful. You didn't use your fast. Many people use their fast and watch movies all day. Many people use their fast and slept all day. Many people use their fast to play games, to watch TikTok and YouTube. Many people use their fast. They watch YouTube, TikTok, movies. This is how you want to. This is how you benefited your fast. There's no benefit. La yanfa'. Garbage. La yanfa'. There's no benefit in that. What kind of benefit did you actually get out of your fast? Besides you complaining about food and drink. Yes, a person may have prayed. Yes, a person may have prayed. No doubt. You cannot fast and not pray. You cannot fast and not pray. You have to fast and pray. It goes together hand in hand. It goes together hand in hand. But what did you get out of your fast spiritually? Right? Spiritually, what kind of goal did you reach? What kind of goal did you set? Did you set a goal for that month?
Yes.
Yes, you can answer that yourself. Yes, I set a goal this month that I'm going to memorize this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then you will see the fruits of your labor after Ramadan. You'll see how you became when Ramadan ended. And some of us are happy that Ramadan is gone.
No.
I'm not saying you, but some of us are. Some of us are happy that we're not fasting. And the Sahaba, the people of the past, if it was something that they can wish for, is to what? To come back and fast. The Sahaba, the companions, the people of the past, the righteous people, they would wish that they could come back and fast. That's how important it was for them. But we take the fasting as a burden. We take fasting, we take obedience of Allah as being a burden, as being something that is hard. You know, your parents make you have you come to the masjid. I don't want to go to the masjid. I don't want to, right? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. You find obedience of Allah as a burden, as being something hard on you. If you still have that kind of mind frame, then you haven't benefited from your fast. If you still think like, I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing this. Why I gotta do this? Are you reading the Quran or you paying attention to this? So you can't do it both at the same time. Because if you read the Quran, the speech of Allah comes first. You can't pay attention to what I'm saying and reading the Quran. This is you can do that. You can do that outside of this class. During this class, this is your time to pay attention to what's going on. From the signs is that the individual find himself upon more goodness. Find yourself upon more obedience, more goodness, striving upon righteousness. As it is mentioned, Sari'u, Allah mentions in the Quran, Sari'u ila maghfiratin min rabbikum. Rush to the forgiveness of your Lord. You find yourself rushing in obedience of Allah more than prior to when you was doing outside of Ramadan. He performs his worship with fervor, with fervor and dedication. He is more dedicated to his salah. You are more dedicated to your Islam. He guards his compulsory matters, he and she. You guard that which is obligatory upon you. And you perform the prayer in the masjid for the boys, the men. You come to the masjid and you pray. For the women, for the girls. You pray where? Home.
What? We can't pray in the masjid?
It's not saying that you can't. But your place is the home.
But I rather go at the masjid and get...
You can. No one is stopping you. No one is saying that you can't go. No one is saying that you can't come to the masjid. Huh? No one is saying that. No one is saying that you can't go to the masjid. But it's better for you to be in the house and pray. It's better for you to be home.
No, you still get reward.
Yeah, you get more rewards in the masjid though.
Yeah, but for the women,
Yeah, but
right?
For the women.
For the women,
For
for the women, it's
For the women. No.
You get the same reward.
You get more at the masjid.
and also listen from the signs that he benefited from Ramadan. He and she, he or she benefited from Ramadan. That he loves to act upon the commandments of Allah. You love it. You love obeying Allah, right? These are from the signs. You love to obey that which Allah has commanded you to do, and you abandon and you abandon that which you have been instructed to abandon. From the signs that your fast has been accepted, that you hate the haram. You hate you. You hate what you used to do. You hate those things that you used to do, Nabila. Like me, I know, like you know yourself. You, each and every one, know yourself. Each and every one know yourself. Those things that you used to do, those words that you used to say, those actions that you used to display.
Those girls you used
Right.
to link.
What are you talking about?
He loves to act upon it and commands with it. And you command with it as well. You love to act upon the good and you command with good. You love to act upon the good and you command your next brother and sister to do good as well. Right? You command with you act upon it yourself. You do the action and then you command your brother or sister to do it as well. That's from the signs of khayr, of goodness. You commanding the good and you forbidding the what? The bads. You're not laughing when somebody say it. When somebody says something, it may be funny, but it's not funny. It's funny. It may be funny, but it's not funny. It may be funny to you. It may seem funny, or it may sound funny, but it's not funny. He loves the good, right? The person, he loves the good, so he acts upon it. And he commands with it. You command with the good. You don't command the evil. If someone says something that is evil, you don't command that should be said. You don't command that word should be said or that action should be done. You should say astaghfirullah. Don't say that. Astaghfirullah. Don't do that. No. Oh my God! You heard that? Yeah, you guys understand that language. You guys understand what I'm saying right now. That's why you're laughing. Oh my God! Did you hear them? Yeah, Nabila. Yeah. But he said something wrong, and you laughed. Everyone laughed. You encouraged it. You guys encouraged it, laughed with it, agreed to it. You agreed to it. You laughed with it. Everyone agreed to it. But if the person is saying something good, right? Oh, why he's weird. He's the oddball that's not laughing, right? He is the oddball that's not laughing. He is the one that's commanding the good. He is the one that's forbidding the evil.
The one who's carrying the boats.
He is the one that's forbidding the evil. He's not laughing. He is serious. He is taking his deen serious. He's telling you guys stop. Why you guys are laughing? Why you guys are not listening? He's commanding the good. He's commanding the good. You understand? As for the one whose condition is the same. As for the one whose condition is the same after Ramadan. You came in before Ramadan, your condition was the same after Ramadan. Before Ramadan, your condition was the same after Ramadan.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not saying you.
Why are you looking at me?
I didn't say you was. If the shoe fit, wear it.
If you're accepting,
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Who says that?
that means what he's saying is fitting you.
if the
That
matter
means
is-
accept it and listen to him.
I don't know
It's
what
not a literal shoe you put your feet in and fit.
So as for the one whose condition is the same after Ramadan, as for the person who didn't benefit from Ramadan, he was the same before Ramadan came in. Same person. Same individual. You was the same before Ramadan, and you're the same now.
I was worshiping Allah, and I still not.
As for the one whose condition is the same after Ramadan, or worse than it. He got worse. Or worse than it. He is reckless in his transgression and his misguidance. Lazy in fulfilling the obligations and neglecting them. And engrossed in forbidden acts and he encourages it. You encourage the forbidden act. For instance, for example, now that Ramadan has ended, you right back to what you was doing before Ramadan came in. Before Ramadan was in, you was doing it. Now that when Ramadan was in, you stopped because Ramadan. You stopped it. You stopped doing it because it was Ramadan. Oh, I can't do that because it's Ramadan. But I'm gonna see you after I fast.
Nah, I don't do that.
I'm gonna see you after the. Yes, I'm gonna see you after I fast. Or I'm gonna see you after the Ramadan is over. You understand? When Ramadan is over, we going up. Me and you, like Ramadan over, me and you. Me and you, right?
That's Yuri.
Yeah. When Ramadan over, me and you, right? Yeah. Yeah. See, you understand that language. You guys understand that, and this is what you guys do. When Ramadan is over, when the month of Ramadan is over, you go right back to doing what you was doing. That shows that your fasting hasn't what?
been accepted.
You haven't benefited from your fast. Yes.
If it happens that you're fasting, right, and you break your fast, but not intentionally, unintentionally, like sin, does that cancel the fast for the day?
If you unintentionally sin,
Yeah.
where? Excuse me. The question was, if you unintentionally sin, while you're fasting,
Nah, after like when you break your fast, but it's still in Ramadan, but you break your fast for that day.
you fasted throughout the day, right? So you're saying you fasted throughout the day, then you broke your fast when it was time to break fast, but you committed the sin after the fast.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You committed the sin after fast, like
I don't know.
what you mean?
Tell
What
lies.
kind of sin? Major sin or minor sin?
Or maybe I don't know, slide on your op or something.
Huh?
Slide on your op or something.
What's that?
Like beat up a person.
Not saying that it's not accepted, but when you fasting teaches you how to control all of that. When you fast, it teaches you how to control anger. Excuse me. Fasting teaches you how to control your anger. How to control your emotions. For you, it may not.
No, for my brother.
I'm saying, well, maybe for him. But this is what fasting does. Fasting teaches you how to suppress all of this. And I'm not saying that it's not accepted. But learn how to control that.
Maybe fornication.
Fornicating after Ramadan is over?
Nah, after you break your fast.
After you break your fast. And that shows that you didn't benefit from your fast. That shows you, because you know that in Islam that fornication is haram.
What? Huh? What did you say?
Committing the haram is haram. Let's put it like that. Committing haram is haram. Okay? Yeah. I want to say that because I don't want to, say the word to you because
What word?
the word.
What word?
That word.
What word? I don't know what word you're talking about.
How old are you?
I got a question.
I'm 11.
You're 11? Huh? And you're 10? Don't worry about it.
No, what word?
The word.
What word?
I'll tell you later.
That word is a bad word?
Your bad word.
So I know.
I'll tell you a little later. You know all the bad words, huh?
Yeah, I heard it from school. I know, right? I know.
We have to digest all of this stuff, man. See the things that we've been taught, and with the things that we've been taught, it sticks with us, right? The things that we've been. Hey,
You're asking me a question. I have a question.
Say the first letter.
so listen. The things that we've been kind of like, how you say that, learning and indoctrinated with. Indoctrinated? Huh? Who knows what indoctrination is?
Affiliation.
Indoctrination.
Indoctrination is like you keep on telling like a child something, they grow up with that idea, expect that idea.
This becomes you, right? This becomes a part of you. It becomes of what you think, the way you think, right? How you think, how you act, right? Public school plays a part in indoctrination, right? For example, indoctrination. All of these things plays a part in the way you think, right? And the way you act. Public schools and the things that's, all the things that's surrounded and within that public system. It's a system that make you act the way you act. It's a culture. It's a culture. The way it's a culture that make you act the way you act. The culture, the system, right? That which is, say for instance, it's cool to do. It's cool to do it. It's cool to say it. But if I say something, if I say something like this, fear Allah, you're like, what? Man, you bugging, like, what? If I say that, you're like, what? Like, oh, now you want to be all righteous now, like, This is why, what? Huh? This is indoctrination. You have been indoctrinated by that system. So this is what we have to get. That we have to, we have to pump Islam into our system. Get that filth out of your system. Yes.
I have a question. So I was walking with him, right, and then I was like, I complimented some girl. I said they were beautiful, right, and then they saying that's a sin. Is that a sin? I didn't do anything. All I did, I say. It was like you said, all I did was compliment the person, right, and then we kept it pushing, and then she's saying that's a sin. Because I'm saying somebody is beautiful, that's a sin. Allah's creation is beautiful.
I didn't say anything about that. She just.
We was talking about her beauty. Really.
Is it haram or not?
You say, is it haram to say? You saying, you asking me a question? Ashraf, you asking me, is it haram to tell her she's beautiful?
No, I didn't tell her. I just said it to him, and then they overheard. Is that bad? I didn't say it to the girl, but I didn't approach the girl. girl nothing. I was just like, I was
So,
just admiring.
so basically, you just had a conversation with him.
Not a conversation. I was just a listener. He just told me.
So you was telling him that the girl is beautiful, and
Not just saying.
Avoid that.
yeah, right, avoid it, right,
Lower your
avoid it.
voice, brother.
If like sometimes, for example, you don't always have to spew out everything you're thinking. You don't always have to say what you're thinking all the time, right? If you see something, you're like, subhanallah. If you see something that allures you, something that's pleasing to you,
That idolizes you.
subhanallah, astaghfirullah.
That is not what idolize means.
You don't have to. You keep it to yourself, right? You can keep it to yourself. If you see something that you are pleased with, you can keep. You don't have to, let everybody know about.
Be her father.
Yeah, exactly. If you like her, if you love her, you interested in her, go speak to her. Right.
He's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite.
You be her father, be like, I'm sorry for me, I'm not ready for marriage, but I would be.
Okay.
This boy's a hypocrite.
Okay.
Kid, why is he doing that when he knows he doesn't do it himself?
Okay.
Hypocrite. Hippopotamus.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Why is everyone singing? I'm singing.
Don't say it out loud. Say it to yourself.